Hello, I want to talk about today an article that was in The Intercept, written by our good friend, not good friend, I don't know him, but I just like his stuff, Lee Fang and Nick Sergi in The Intercept, February 24th. GOP lawmakers are duck town halls, but still make time for donors. This article is fantastic. And then I also found some stuff on Vice and the Washington Post that go into more detail. So I'm sort of referencing three different articles, but basically the article goes into specific lawmakers, and I'll list some of them who they're mostly GOP lawmakers who have started to cancel town halls. So they've seen what's kind of happened, like that one in Arkansas where that woman was like, my husband's got cancer and how do we do this? And I'm not a paid protester, because that's what, Sean Spicer and the other people out of Trump and Paul Ryan and stuff like that are saying, is that, it's, they're just paid protesters that the liberals are putting out there. And it's like, no, it isn't. There's no evidence to support that. They found no evidence to support that anyone's paid protesters. Just a lot of pissed off people, man. You start taking away people's health care, they're starting to realize like, maybe we didn't like Obamacare, but it's better than nothing. And what is repeatedly happening in these town halls is they're asking Republicans, what are you going to replace it with? Do you have a better solution? And they don't have one, because as I did in another article on, they don't have a better solution, because it's all about tax breaks for the richest 1% of the population is going to get huge tax breaks when they get rid of Obamacare. So they don't have anything to replace it with. They don't want to replace it with anything. It's complete bullshit. And one of the things that's interesting, and again, an early video I did a couple months ago about using the Tea Party model. And one of the articles in Vice that is referenced in here talks about, so in 2010, the Tea Party people were going to Democratic town halls, and Democrats were stopped. They started canceling their town halls. And then Republicans are like, see, the Democrats are running. They don't want to face it, blah, blah, blah. Now they're doing the same thing, because they're all weasels. They're all weasels. And it's fantastic. And so what this will go in, I'll go into some specifics. They're canceling their town hall meetings or making up bullshit excuses, but they have time to go to these like $500 and $1,000 and $10,000 a person fundraisers. Unbelievable. So where the Intercept got this information, the Intercept and the Center for Media and Democracy obtained fundraiser invitations for GOP who rejected calls to meet with constituents. There are over 200 GOPs are skipping the town hall meetings, which is great. It's great that they're doing that. And it's obviously not just Republicans where the people have come out and really protested and wanted to hold them accountable. It's happened to some Democrats too. And people are like, why are you, progressives have showed up at these Democratic town halls and said, why are you rubber stamping these Trump cabinet picks that are awful people? So much so that some Democratic leadership has asked Bernie Sanders to tell his activists to not show up and hassle the Democrats. That's our good friends, the Democratic Party, and their bullshit. Oh, man. So here's some great examples of some people canceling stuff and what they ended up doing instead. So Representative John Carter from Texas declined for safety reasons, right? As did Representative Martha McSally of Arizona. Both said safety reasons, and then they went to fundraisers. This is my favorite, though. Paul Ryan, that weasel from Wisconsin, couldn't have a town hall, and people were like contacting his office and was giving these like, we're having a scheduling, blah, 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 blah. But he was at a winter pack retreat at the Ritz-Carlton in Miami. So he couldn't meet with his own constituents in his own state, but he could go to Miami and have a nice, because Wisconsin's cold. Why would you want to stay in the state that's cold when you can go down to Miami and get some sweet fundraiser money at the Ritz? Fantastic. Wyoming asked Senator John Barrasso for a town hall, but he couldn't. Scheduling thing, because he had a ski resort fundraiser. He had to go to a ski resort. Look, I know you guys voted for me, but there's fresh powder. I mean, come on. Like, you can't expect me to answer your belly aching questions when there's like steep and deep. Johnny's got to wax up the sticks and hit the slopes. Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton, who was taken down by a 7-year-old, right? After that happened, I don't know if you saw the footage. There's footage of a 7-year-old asking Tom Cotton, like, why are you mean to Muslims? And it's just the pure honesty of a child. And he got taken down and people applaud. And he, wow, he gives some, kids are great. And it's great you say great things and you're getting involved, but doesn't answer the question. It's like somebody asked you a pointed question. If you were like, hey, Graham, why do you believe this? And I say, I appreciate you guys asking me great questions here on the YouTube. Anyway, next question. Oh, you didn't answer it. You didn't answer my question. But after Tom Cotton happened, then Senator Joe Barrasso canceled the town hall, and now he's having one, but it's over the phone, and you got to sign up in advance. Oh, yeah. I'm sure then when somebody says something really that you don't want to hear, like, why are you canceling Obamacare and what are you going to replace it? You're going to just go, we're breaking up. That's a fun trick. Senator Colorado Senator Cory Gardner, who won in 2010 by basically what he won in 2010, he's a Republican by saying these Democrats, that's how he got elected. When the Democrats were skipping town halls because they didn't want to hear the Tea Party people accuse them of, death panels killing their grandmothers or whatever. He got elected on the Democrats are running. He said no to a town hall, just said, I can't do it, I'm not available. But then he had a $1,000 a person fundraiser. Oh boy. Senator John Thune of South Dakota and John Canyon of Texas said no, but had a $500 per person. Senator Jim Sessions was a Republican from Wisconsin, but he had no. He couldn't do it. Representative Mike Cotton, a Republican from Colorado, he left his town hall early. That's right. I got that thing. That's right. Excuse me, Senator, why are you guys doing all these awful things? Great question. What time is it? Oh, is it? I rescheduled it. I scheduled it wrong. Oh, man. So there was a 2015 study that found Congress's. I'm not making this number up. Well, let me. What do you guess? The percentages. What percentage is a Congressperson more likely to go to people that give them money versus people that don't? If your answer was 231% more likely, then you were correct. They're 231% more likely to go to an event where people are writing them big checks for their campaign versus the actual people that voted for them. Isn't that fantastic? So what this says to me is the town hall tactics, the Tea Party tactics are working. Show up at the town hall, voice your opinion, because the one thing these people don't want, and this is what that model was, they don't want bad media coverage. They don't want videos going viral of a 7-year-old eating their lunch, of some woman going, I've been in Arkansas my whole life, my husband's got cancer, and I'm not a paid protester, like just getting chewed up. They can't have that. So keep showing up at these things. Hold your representatives accountable. More now than ever. And again, I've said it before, go to cabinetvotes.org and you find out who voted for what. And ask them these questions. If there's a 20% tariff on products coming into this country from Mexico, we're going to have to pay that. How how are Mexicans going to pay for this wall then? That means the American consumer is going to pay for this wall. Ask them these questions. I don't care if you're a Trump supporter. Then ask these questions. We should all be asking these questions of people we voted for or didn't vote for. But if we're constituents in their districts, we need to ask them these questions. So I think this is fantastic. And I've never seen this kind of engagement before. It's great. Like it, subscribe. Also, guys, I added a Patreon page. So you can help fund this show. It's in the show notes below. There's a Patreon page. And some of you have already started doing it. There's cool stuff like you get to pick articles for me to talk about or subjects or themes for me to talk about. There's we're going to get, one-on-one Skype interviews and stuff like that. So thanks for joining, and we will see you at the next one.